everyone. I'm Phoebe Weld with BoardGameGeek at Gen Con 2016, and I'm here again with Kim Breback and Jared Miller, Good Games Publishing and Cool Mini or Not.
Yep.
And you guys had a thing you wanted to announce before we get into the game that you're going to talk about.
Yeah, so we kind of announced it earlier, but Good Games and CMON are now working together.
That's right.
To help bring these wonderful titles like Monstrous, which we're about to show, and Unfair.
Yep.
Which you can see in another
Coming
video.
out later in the year, yep.
So we're really excited to have these games kind of coming to our library. We've been really expanding from the just big box miniature titles lately. So as with our new branding we just showed,
yep.
Kind of rebranding with just CMON, that we're more than just those miniatures. And I think Monstrous and Unfair are two awesome titles that I think we can help bring to more people. That is going to be very different for us, and I think people are going to love them, right? It's going to be kind of unexpected from CMON. So
and for us, it's we're a new Australian publisher, and it's reasonably difficult to get global distribution and things organized from Australia. So for us, it's a fantastic fit with CMON, who are obviously really coming up in terms of a games company that's filling some spaces that I think have been opened up by not only Kickstarter but other movements in the industry. So we're really, really excited about the possibility. And the outlook from CMON is very, very eclectic. There's all sorts of things they're interested in, and we have a backlog of games ready to come out over the next year or so that are all quite different from each other as well.
It'll be exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be a good mix.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about Monstrous, which is one of the games that now will be brought to more than just Australia.
That's right. Yeah. So Monstrous is out in Australia, and it's on sale in Gen Con now, and will be street dating, I think, probably September, October, maybe.
I believe so.
Yeah.
It's right around there. We don't have the
exact
time, but it's in the next few months.
All right. Monstrous is what I call a tactical dexterity game. It's really steeped in mythology and a very tight meld between theme and mechanics. In Monstrous, you have large monsters or Greek mythological monsters. In the game you play wrathful Greek gods trying to scare the humans back into the temples because they haven't been worshipping you enough. So typical Clash of the Titans kind of stuff, really riffing off that. So you're using a variety of different monsters: Siren, Hellhound, Pegasus, Giants, all the sort of usual suspects out of Greek mythology, Hydras, dragons, griffins and more. So we've got a full range of things. They each have a special power that kind of represents what they did in the mythology as well, as far as we can within the mechanics of the game.
For anyone watching, this is not the standard size card. This is a giant version that they brought especially for Gen Con.
This would be what one of the monster cards normally looks like.
So it's actually a regular size playing
that's right.
card. So show us how this tactical dexterity game
All right, well the main thing is you're throwing cards at these locations that the mortals live in, and you stand up around the table, you literally stand, and you throw cards over the table and try and land them on the location. So, for example, we might have the Siren here, and she might land over here, okay? When you do that, she can get to use the power of the location and use her own powers and also gain faith from the location. So there's a kind of order that happens in. So let's say she'd landed there. I'm going to get 4 faith from that. So I'll grab those 4 faith, and then maybe Jared's turn. He gets to throw a green monster and land it on there. Okay?
I could land it on there.
Yeah, well, let's say we landed on here. So there's a kind of order here that goes on. So there's a sequence that you resolve the throws in. First of all, the trap monsters, the ones with red nameplates here, they do their power first. So the Siren would gain 1 extra faith. So I score another faith.
And so faith are points.
Faith are victory points in the game, of course. We're trying to restore faith in the Pantheon. So then we do the monster that was just thrown. We use its power, which is to hit monsters on top of their god's decks. So my Siren goes back on top of my deck, scared away by the Hydra. Now the Hydra is touching Naxos, and Naxos's power is to steal 1 faith from a god who's a monster touching Naxos, but there's no one there anymore because the Hydra, so it's probably not the best card to throw at that, but Jared's learning. So,
exactly, I mean, you gave it to me.
That's right. I set him up. And then the last step you do is you gain the faith from the location as well, so you gain 4 faith from that. Now, play goes on. You can see here, there's all sorts of different combinations you can do. Some of the locations have aggressive power, so for example, if you hit Sparta, it sends the Spartans out. You can choose a monster touching a location, and the Spartans will kill that monster. So the interplay of the tactics in the game is what really makes the game a little bit different from, or in fact very different from most other games and even other tactical or dexterity games. So we've really tried to bring deeper tactical and strategic gameplay into the dexterity game field. We tried to design this as the most strategic dexterity game you could probably find on the market today, and actually drench it in theme. So every card feels like the monster. That's the feedback we get all the time.
And so everyone has the same monsters available?
Not the same monsters, but a subset of them are removed, one per player, at the beginning of the game. So, and then the decks are shuffled, so the monsters will probably come out in a bit of a different order. And the game constantly changes as you throw monsters on the board, and the field of play changes, and really your task every turn is to go, I've got these 3 monsters in hand, which monster should I throw at which location, and what are the monsters am I going to hit? Do I need to watch out for a Gorgon or something like that? So,
but of course there's no accounting for being terrible at throwing.
That's right. When you do play this game, I strongly recommend practice throwing like 10 or 12 times first.
I mean, that's in the rules, isn't it?
It is in the rules. I put in the rules. At the end of setup, practice throwing, then play. So you get a lot better after like 10 or 12 throws. It dramatically improves your dexterity. So this is a light, it's probably like an intro game. If you don't think you like dexterity games, this is the challenge. I think we've designed this for people who don't even like dexterity games. It's got so much stinky stuff in it that I think you could probably have a good time with this. And that's the feedback we got with a lot of reviews so far, is that it really brings a lot of regular gaming into the dexterity game field. So if you don't like dexterity games, give this a try. But also, I think it's a good fit for a light gaming crowd, or maybe the opening game of a gaming night, when you just want to have some fun, maybe have a drink to warm the crowd up, if you're hosting a big gaming night, or even just your friends. But also kids and family, that's probably the key audience here. It's a bit of a leveler. Everybody can kind of grasp the tactics, but the kids and parents have to still get together with the dexterity.
It's so fun to throw monsters. Right?
Yeah, you're throwing giant monsters, and it's good fun.
Well, thanks very much for showing us that.
Thank you. Okay, we're at booth 2500 if you are at Gen Con as well.
If you are at Gen Con, you can try this at your booth, and then also at Simon's booth, which is booth 509.
That's right.
Yep.
Cool. Thanks, Phoebe.
Thank you.